Betelgeuse or Betelgeuse, it's a red giant star. If you put it where the Sun is, it would extend out to the orbit of Jupiter. It's enormous, very unstable, and about to explode. Could Betelgeuse possibly explode at any moment? Star Betelgeuse is both intriguing and enigmatic. Betelgeuse, a red-hued star in the Orion constellation, has displayed some peculiar behavior. It got fainter in late 2019 and early 2020 than it has ever been, at least in records dating back over a century. It briefly became nearly as weak as Bellatrix, Orion's third brightest star. The Great Dimming was the name given to this occurrence. However, Betelgeuse has since regained its brightness. It was the brightest star in Orion for a few days this year, brighter than we had ever seen it. Its impending destruction in the form of an explosion has been speculated about as a result of both incidents. But is there any proof for this theory? Will the red giant star Betelgeuse explode during your lifetime? What impact would such an explosion have on Earthlings like us? Join us as we explore the imminent explosion of the Betelgeuse supernova and the warning from Brian Cox. Brian Cox cautioned that since humans may be the sole sentient species in our galaxy, wiping out our civilization would have catastrophic effects on the entire galaxy. Cox delves into the concept of the Goldilocks theory in the universe, positing that the unique circumstances that occurred over billions of years to create Earth and our planet's position in respect to the Sun made it just right for meaningful life to emerge and develop. Although the star at the center of our solar system has not undergone significant change in almost 4 billion years, scientists estimate that it is about halfway through its life cycle. At the moment, it transforms 4 million tons of matter into energy by fusing 600 million tons of hydrogen into helium every second. The hot plasma sphere is the primary energy source for life on Earth, but scientists predict that it will evaporate in about 5 billion years, causing a significant alteration to the universe. Furthermore, Cox disclosed how this will probably play out in the BBC's Wonders of the Universe series. You might believe that the universe is a static place where stars will always exist if you stare out into space. However, it is important to remember that stars are merely a passing aspect of the sky. Despite the fact that they may shine brightly for millions or even billions of years, their lifespan is limited by their ability to obtain hydrogen. A star like our Sun begins to die when its hydrogen runs out, but it doesn't pass away peacefully. The Sun won't just vanish into thin air when its life comes to an end. Its outer layers will expand when its fuel runs low because its center will collapse and produce more heat. However, Cox cautioned that the effects of the Sun's changes will be felt by Earth far sooner. He continued by saying that this will have a disastrous impact on our delicate planet. In about 1 billion years, there will be one final perfect day on Earth as the planet gets hotter and hotter. But finally, all life will be unable to survive. The Sun will have expanded to the point where it fills the entire horizon. Long after all human life has vanished, its final stage of development will see it turn into a red giant. However, the Sun will keep evolving long after humanity has vanished. Our world may not make it this far, but if it does, all that will be left to see our star's last dying gasps will be a charred and desolate rock. Our Sun will burst in 6 billion years, releasing enormous volumes of gas and dust into space to create a massive nebula. It will be a barely lit ember at its core. It will be a fraction of the brightness and less than a millionth of the current volume of the Earth, making it smaller than the planet itself. Our Sun will have turned into a white dwarf. Although this process would make life on Earth impossible, NASA's New Horizons mission chief investigator Dr. Alan Stern previously disclosed that it might also create habitable worlds in the coldest regions of space. Dr. Stern thinks that any remaining people may be able to find safety on Pluto and other far-off dwarf planets in the Kuiper Belt, an area of icy space objects that lies beyond Neptune. These worlds' environments will significantly alter when the Sun expands, becoming delayed gratification habitable worlds. Most of the time, stars exhibit remarkable stability. Every year, they gleam with the same brilliance. However, there are certain exceptions, and some stars known as variable stars have brightness variations. The most well-known is Mira, often known as the Star of Wonder, which was identified in 2596 by German priest David Fabricius as a variable star. Mira is a pulsing star that periodically expands and contracts. Another well-known example is Algol, which experiences periodic eclipses from a partner star. Approximately 30 of these variable stars are visible to the unaided eye. However, it takes skill to discern their variations in brightness. You already know Betelgeuse, even if you don't know the term. It's one of the brightest stars visible in the night sky, forming a robust shoulder of the constellation Orion. That guy from Orion never skips a deltoid day. Betelgeuse is a red giant so big that it could easily swallow up Earth, Mercury, Venus, Mars, and maybe even Jupiter if it were located at the center of our solar system. Its distance from us is great. Yet we can still study it because of its size and brightness in the night sky, about 400 light-years according to the most accurate calculations. However, that number may be closer to 600. The brightest of the variable stars is Bulge, which is the fifth brightest star in the sky, excluding the Sun. Betelgeuse varies in brightness, sometimes reaching almost the same brightness as Rigel, the constellation's fourth brightest blue star. Pulsations, however not as strong or regular as those of Mira, are what create the fluctuation. On occasion, though, a star may momentarily become incredibly bright. Supernovae are the brightest and rarest of those. They are created when a star explodes violently, ending its existence. It is possible for supernova to be bright enough to be seen during the day, though this has only seldom occurred in the last 1,000 years. Astronomers dream of seeing a close-by brilliant supernova, an occurrence that very few of us will ever witness. We are hopeful beings. The star has always been a potential explosive device since the beginning of astronomy. Astronomers have been noting Betelgeuse because it is so vivid and simple to identify. As a result, we have a good deal of knowledge about it, including the fact that it is young, less than 10 million years old, as opposed to the Sun's 4-6 billion years or more. We also know that gigantic red giants like Betelgeuse have short lives because they burn through their fuel supply quickly. Thus, even though this magnificent creature is still a baby in the grand scheme of things, it will soon pass away in spectacular fashion. A fact to imply that a star will burn out any day now actually means that it may exist for a lot longer than a human lifetime. After all, in a world where 10 million years is just blips, tomorrow in 100,000 years is a 10th or a 20th of that length. When you deal with cosmic time, everything is relative. However, scientists have long noted that Betelgeuse's grand finale might occur at any time. Stars that are several times as large as our Sun have the potential to collapse under their own weight and die. When their fuel supply of hydrogen and helium runs out, they begin to accumulate heavier elements in their cores, which leads to their implosion and ever higher temperatures and densities. The star is ultimately forced by the reaction to spit its outer layers into space. Some predict that when Betelgeuse ultimately blows up, it will be so bright that it will resemble a second moon in the night sky. Betelgeuse is a variable star. However, in 2021 there was a significant dimming. In fact, it had darkened by almost 60% in a few months. Finally, it was determined that a cloud was to blame for this. Stars like Betelgeuse are constantly releasing dust and gas. Half of the star was obscured by a mass of gas in the wind, the size of the star itself. Indeed, photos of the star revealed that its southernmost portion was absent. Some stars seem to have weather, such as Betelgeuse. It is now 50% brighter than usual, but we still don't know what prompted the abrupt brightening. However, it doesn't appear plausible that a supernova is about to occur. These stars' cores are the source of a supernova explosion. Contrarily, fluctuations in brightness are a surface phenomenon. The extraordinary brightness could really be the result of the same dust cloud that was responsible for the star's dimming, reflecting light back toward us. But astronomers are delighted because we cannot be certain. Betelgeuse is a star that is 15 to 20 times as massive as the Sun, and stars with this kind of mass are predicted to explode in a tremendous explosion called a supernova. Because Betelgeuse is a supergiant, its color indicates that its life is almost over. However, that moment might still be a million years off. For astronomers, over 10 million years is a very short time, but for everyone else, it's a very long time. This is the case with stars like Betelgeuse. New models have been run despite this, with some speculating that a supernova would occur in a few thousand years and others putting it 15 million years from now. The area near Betelgeuse is full of mystery. Its exact mass is unknown to us, and its distance from us is only an approximation. Even the size of the star is a mystery.